Now wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna challenge you on this because I've seen you at several events right next to a stage, and you're doing something. So I'm gonna take it that you're being creative at that time, correct?
Yes, it's not easy though. It's not easy for me.
Really? Your work makes it look easy.
It's taken a lot of time and practice.
Time and practice. So for a person that like me, I suck at anything that relates to art. Period. How can I like get into the art field? Like, what do you tell people that have no artistic anything within their body?
It's not a talent. I wouldn't say it's like a talent, like being able to draw a straight line. And people say, I always say, have you seen Basquiat's work?
Yeah, you're
right. It's not about, how do you pull this off or make it hyper realistic. It's just about your passion. What are you trying to say? And do you like doing it? Do you get up thinking, what can I make? It's not about how good you can do at all.
This is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the Lively Art of Conversation, where we live, we learn, we earn, my goodness, and we pass it along. Tune in and listen to us every Sunday from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. as we give you our story with the Lively Art of Conversation. Hey, you know what it is. It is 07:30 Sunday morning, and you're listening to the Lively Art of Conversation, where we live, we learn, we earn. My goodness, we pass this along. Hey, guess what? I got another show for you. And this show, like I said, I don't know. I'm just having a show of just people that I just know and people that I can genuinely say the word, I love them. And this guest here, I do. I love her. She's cool. She family to me. That's right. She like family to me. But before I get to my guests, I'd like to get to my underwriters. Underwriters, thank you for being a part of this show, the Lively Art of Conversation. If I can get it out, it means a lot to me. Your contributions, your underwritings, all the finances that you give me, and then most importantly, all the support that you give me really means a lot. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to my underwriters.
This is Lavina Sabri with So Natural Catering and Bomb A Lemonade, and you're listening to the Lively Art of Conversation.
Hello. This is Rodney Duckett with the Lively Art of Conversation. As we live, we learn, we earn, and we pass that wisdom along. Join us every Sunday from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. as we bring to you our story. You bring your story, we give you our story, and our story is how we engage in our community. Everybody has a story, and we're waiting to hear your story. So if you're interested, reach out to us at livelyartofconversation@gmail.com.
Looking to elevate your brand or capture unforgettable moments? New Image Media offers top-tier videography, photography, personal branding, and more. They combine creativity and quality with fair pricing and friendly service so you get the results you want. Whether it's a business promo or special occasion, they bring your vision to life with quality you can trust. Choose New Image Media, where your image is everything. For more info, email media@newimagemiallc.com. Words have power. They connect, heal, and inspire. That's the mission at Better Watch It Tone, LLC, founded by Toni B. Shelton. She's empowering through powerful poetry and prose, with hundreds impacted through speaking events, workshops, and 8 self-published books. Ready to honor the story within? Discover books and coaching at betterwatchitone.com. For event poetry or book writing support, email ToniShelton@gmail.com. Let's use our words to uplift. Better watch your tone. You've built a life worth celebrating. Now it's time to be seen. At Las Foto de Lance Photography, they don't just take portraits, they capture the fire in your spirit and the power in your presence. Whether you're reclaiming your confidence, owning your story, or stepping into a new chapter, Las Foto de Lance Photography creates luxury images that reflect the real you. Visit lasfotodelance.net or drop by their Harker Heights studio. Las Foto de Lance Photography, unapologetically you, immortalized.
Hello, this is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the Heritage Legacy Curators. You're looking for something for your kids to do this summer? Well, reach out to me at Impact Outreach, IMPAC Outreach @gmail. gmail.com, because Heritage Legacy Curators is all about collecting oral history. So if you have stories that you would love to pass down to your kids, or if you have a project that maybe your kids need to do as it relates to oral history, bring those family albums out and we'll sit there and we'll sort through those family albums, so that way we can collect those stories and keep those stories within the family, so that way they can be the next speakers to curate your family reunion. Hey, we're back with the lively art of conversation, where we live, we learn, we earn. My goodness, we pass it along. If you're interested in being an underwriter, please reach out to me at livelyartofconversation@gmail.com. That's right, livelyartofconversation@gmail.com. And check this out. You know what it is. It is that time where I give you your word, your quote, and your question of the week. Are you ready for this? Open up your phone, go get the pen, the paper, all that different stuff, and get ready to write. The word, and I say with an S, words of the week is pushing your limits. That's right, pushing your limits. Quote, do one thing every day that scares you. That was a selected quote by my guest. In question, what are you doing to challenge yourself every day? What are you doing to push yourself to the max, to your limits, to be the best version of yourself, to be the better you, or most importantly, to grow? Remember, challenges equals growth. So anytime you're being challenged by something, growth is going to happen, which leads me to this. Someone that's always pushed their limits. And when I say someone that's always pushed the limits, someone that every time I see her, she's evolving and growing. She's no longer that primate anymore. She's upright, erect, and walking. That's right. My guest today is someone that I said the word love, and I do. I love her. You know, her husband's going to kill me probably for saying that, but I do love her. You know, my guest today is none other than my girl, Miss Rhea Rose. Rhea, what's up? She's the only one in the room cheering for herself. Oh my goodness, Rhea, what's up? How are you doing?
I am wonderful.
Rhea Rose, I tell you one thing about you: you always have the smile worth $1 million. But most importantly, you're such a simple woman, but yet so vast and complex. You know, is that the best way to describe you?
Yeah, I would say so.
Simple woman, but vast and complex. Rhea, thank you for being on this show. Rhea, I think we were debating of how long I've been knowing you, and I think I've been knowing you close to 15 years. I really do. It's been 15 years. And I would like to say this here. Thank you. And I'm saying thank you because a lot of people don't understand that people like you do a lot for me. That's right. People like you do a lot for me. And I want everybody to know Miss Rhea Rose for the last 15 years have dedicated her service, her time, her money, that's right, to help me in the Juvenile Detention Center. She has always showed up and always given her best. And my goodness, I wish I had the money to give her for everything that she's done. But she has given me her greatest currency of all time, which is time. That's the greatest currency that anybody can give you. And she shows up. She does her best. So I'm going to give you your flowers today, Rhea, to say thank you. You mean a lot to me. You're a wonderful person. And if I ever get into heaven, I'm going to make sure that that door is cracked for you.
Thank you.
Miss Rhea Rose, for people that do not know Miss Rhea Rose, give them a little bit of background of who you are.
Well, I moved to Texas in 99, and shortly thereafter, I started my business as an artist, and have been doing it ever since. I'm currently in Austin, but I definitely started my business in Killeen, and with all the wonderful people, Carol's Art Gallery, and Babatunde. Yes. Definitely a career field that I didn't choose. God chose it.
Yes, I like that.
Yes. I was about to go to medical school to Tuskegee to study veterinary medicine. And
didn't know that.
I found out I was going to have my daughter, and I decided I want to be a stay-at-home mom.
Wow.
And then started painting, got fidgety, started painting, and there you go. I was very, very shy, scared person, so it was probably the last career field that I would have chosen, but it definitely pushed me to grow.
Yeah. And would you say that you were always artistic in a way, I guess?
I was. I always created as a kid. I never stayed still. I was always building something. I built little houses for my dog with moving parts in the house.
Yes.
I taught myself how to knit, how to sew, I built a lot of things and drew for my friends, drew pictures of Snoop Dogg and Tony Braxton. So, yeah, I was always creating, but I never thought of it as a career path.
So I take it comes easy to you.
It does. Creating definitely does. I wake up every day thinking, what can I make today? I'd rather do that than anything else.
So your journey as being a career mom, I'm going back some 15 years ago. I don't know. Your children are probably like what? Your oldest is probably what? 25. Yeah, 25. Yeah. I think, she was about that age and your son was younger.
Yeah. He's 22 now.
Yeah. So when I had them on At Our Youth Chat, the chat that everybody needs to hear, it was a show that we had for the youth, and I brought her and her kids on at that time, and they were young, and just to see them grow up to be great adults, because your daughter is into like fashion or something.
Well, she dressed me. She got this.
Yes.
I put the pants on. She gave me some other stuff, but yes, she dressed me. I've been having her do that. I've been having her do my social media and stuff like that. So yeah, she does that. She does politics. Politics was her first love, and then she fell in love with business, and so she's getting her MBA now. So
I did not know that. Look at her. She's all grown. And your son, what is your son up to?
He's just kind of figuring out life and enjoying his time. He's doing landscaping now. He's enjoying that, and also going to get his HVAC and just enjoying life.
Hey, that's great. My son is in school over at Technical State College, and he enjoys it. He's there for HVAC as well too. It's a wonderful career field. It's much needed, and man, it's an open checkbook in that field. So you tell him to keep pushing for that.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about you in your art. You in your art. I kind of understand what inspired you to do the art, but every time I see you on social media or at an event, you are working on some project. Is it just something that just sparks in your head that says, I just need a blank canvas and go? Or is it work that you're doing for people? Or how does that work for you?
I wish it was just, got a blank canvas, let me fill them all up. I wish it were that easy for me. The creative part isn't that easy. I think actually I like the business part a lot. Just trying to figure out, how do I make this work? How do I do customer service? How do I figure out the logistics of everything? I think I enjoy that the most, honest. I put a lot of effort into that. Just trying to win at life. I'm very competitive.
That you are. And I've noticed, like, for me, you recently done a piece. I think I told you, like, a couple of years back, hey, I got this vision of me doing the moment of silence, standing up and doing all this stuff, and then I didn't hear from you. I was like, okay, she just got busy and she forgot about me. And then one day he was like, hey, guess what? 2 years later, is that normally how it works for you?
I think when it's like gifting someone something, then it's like, okay, how do I want to portray this? And it felt like it was difficult. It was like, do I really think that I can pull this off? Because I'm very good at copying. Like if I see a picture, I can copy it really easy. But it wasn't a copy. It was making it up. I had to make it up, and so it took a little bit more effort. Like I said, the creative part is a little bit of a hindrance for me. I can do the work, but thinking of it, creating it from scratch is a little bit more difficult because I'm very critical of myself when I do that.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to challenge you on this because I've seen you at several events right next to a stage and you're doing something. So I'm going to take it that you're being creative at that time, correct?
Yes. It's not easy, though. It's not easy for me.
Really? Your work makes it look easy.
It's taken a lot of time and practice.
Time and practice. So for a person that like me, I suck at anything that relates to art. Period. How can I like get into the art field? Like, what do you tell people that have no artistic anything within their body?
It's not a talent. I wouldn't say it's like a talent, like being able to draw a straight line. And people say, I always say, have you seen Basquiat's work?
Yeah, you're right.
It's not about, how do you pull this off or make it hyper realistic. It's just about your passion. What are you trying to say? And do you like doing it? Do you get up thinking, what can I make? It's not about how good you can do at all.
I take that. I think I'm still traumatized because the only class that I failed in kindergarten was art class.
How do you do that?
Because nobody expected my artistic talent. I mean, I was taking the crayons and writing on the bathroom wall. I was doing graffiti before graffiti was cool, So they told me I needed a white canvas. The walls were white, and I was like, look at my art form.
And that's usually how it happens, though. It's not,
But the kicker that got me in trouble in kindergarten class, because they asked me what was I drawing on the wall in the bathroom, and I said turds and boo boo. So I was being creative. What I seen. Let me stop. It's Sunday. All right. Someone's saying this man is off his rocker, but no, that's the true story. That's a true story. Validated by my mom. My mom's now embarrassed, and she's never going to talk to me again. So. No, all the serious though. Is anybody else in your family artistic? I know your daughter is with the fashion.
I would say my kids are artistic. No, I didn't see artistry growing up. I'm also adopted, so okay. I didn't have my biological family to reference anything. I do have some. I have an uncle that worked for Disney in my biological family, but I still, even with my biological parents, I don't think there would have been the type of creativity that I do necessarily. Maybe a little bit more, but not the type that I do. So no, it's nothing that I saw, which is like, that's what I'm saying. It's God chose this for me. Yeah. Because I didn't see it. I never even saw like entrepreneurship, someone working on their own and having to do everything themselves. My father was a manager. He was a full-bird colonel, and so he had to manage different facilities, but he still had orders. Like he still had a platform to work from, as opposed to making stuff up on your own. Yeah. There
is like a underground art world in Killeen. Rosanda Pryor, Wanda Gunter, yourself. There's probably other people that I'm missing out. That you guys really have taken Killeen, Texas, this Bell County, and really expanding it with the art form. I mean, like some places I go and I'll be like, oh, I know the artist. Like I feel like I'm some New York City guy. Yeah, I know that artist personally, So you see that if it's at the Killeen Civic and Conference Center, if it's at the art center downtown, you see different artists with their work. I've even bought pieces for you from Miss Gunter, Rashonda Pryor. I bought pieces for. And it's amazing what you guys do. I mean, I wish I was one of those rich people that just could buy art for a living. But do you feel like undervalued because people are not in this area, not up on their, the arts? Do you feel a little bit undervalued when you're in this area?
Not particularly in this area, but I think that there's groups of people and places to go to find the people who value art. And I've definitely learned that in the last, 4 or 5 years that I've been traveling with the infamous artist Frank Frazier.
Frank Frazier. Okay, who's Frank Frazier?
So he's a legend, but he doesn't do social media. So
he's
also 83.
Okay,
so he's old school.
I give you that.
He's old school, but yeah, he started in New York, and he was teaching like Eddie Murphy and Chuck D.
Oh wow!
And yeah, he's got a awesome network. He travels to Africa every year to get pieces for his artwork. And
wow.
He basically takes different artists and takes them under his wing and then travels around the world with them and shows them how do you make money as an artist? Because when he decided to be an artist, it wasn't a thing, especially in the Black community.
Yeah.
And so he had to lay a lot of foundations when he was doing it. And people were like, you can't do anything with art. And he proved them wrong.
Wow.
So he takes other artists that are younger than him and shows them the ropes. And so I've been traveling with him, and it's a whole different world. There are people out there everywhere that have money to buy art and appreciate art. You just have to find the right places.
You got me stuck at Eddie Murphy and Chuck D. I'm a big Chuck D lover, so they are artists too?
Chuck D, yes.
I did not know that.
He has a whole website with different works.
I'm looking that up.
I got to meet him. Frank Frazier had a big art show, and he came, and I got to interview him. And
wow.
Yeah, that was his first love. He didn't even know he was a poet until after high school. Later on, when he got bored because he won every art contest, and he decided to try a poetry contest.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm being educated right now. Chuck D is an award-winning artist.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! I got mad respect for you now, Chuck. Wherever you are, I know you're not listening to this, but if it does cross your ears, man, that is awesome. So you've been around a lot of people here.
Yes.
My goodness, and you're always traveling. You're always going somewhere. I just recently you were I reached out to you somewhere, and you reached out to me. You were over in Ghana?
Senegal.
You was over in Senegal, and I said, "Huh, you over in Senegal? What's going on?" Because you were asking me 1,000 questions from Senegal, and I was like, "It must be something serious going on." How was your journey over there? How was your travels?
It was beautiful. It was kind of surreal. I grew up overseas, so that's not a surprise to me. But, when people say Africa, it just seems like something so far out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to visit Africa one day. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of friends over in Senegal. Matter of fact, the lady that does my hair is from Senegal. And the one thing that they love to do is eat. I mean, every time I'm over at our house, there's something to eat. I have to eat something, and I leave our house smelling like her food all the time. But she's a very wonderful lady. She's been doing my hair for about 15 years, believe it or not. So great woman. So what did you learn while you were over in Senegal?
I don't know. Everyone was asking me, what did you learn? Or did you come back appreciating things more? And I was just like, I appreciated the things over there, just getting back to the basics, even how they use the restroom in a hole, which is how we're naturally made to use the restroom.
Definitely.
And eating things without all the process and all of those things are actually what we're supposed to be doing. So I got to experience a lot of, and just walking around, I enjoyed that. And there was a lot of people. When I walk down the street in my neighborhood, I might see one or two people, but everybody's out. So I enjoyed all of that. But as far as learning, I think I learned more because I went with Frank.
Okay.
And I think I just learned from him. He went over there and he told us to fill our suitcases with things to give the people. And so we were just everywhere we went, just passing stuff out. They were so happy and grateful, and then they were giving back because they were just happy to see us. And it was just iterating for me the flow of life.
Yeah.
You give to someone, you receive, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I was mesmerized by that and definitely want to take that on and be like that.
Yeah, man, goodness. This is Dr. Rodney Duggan. I'm caught up in this conversation right now. You are listening to The Lively Art of Conversation. We'll be right back after these commercials.
Words have power. They connect, heal, and inspire. That's the mission at Better Watch Your Tone, LLC, founded by Toni B. Shelton. She's empowering through powerful poetry and prose with hundreds impacted through speaking events, workshops, and 8 self-published books. Ready to honor the story within? Discover books and coaching at betterwatchitone.com. For event poetry or book writing support, email TonyShelton@gmail.com. Let's use our words to uplift. Better watch your tone. You've built a life worth celebrating. Now it's time to be seen. At Las Foto de Lance Photography, they don't just take portraits, they capture the fire in your spirit and the power in your presence. Whether you're reclaiming your confidence, owning your story, or stepping into a new chapter, Las Foto de Lance Photography creates luxury images that reflect the real you. Visit lasfotodelance.net or drop by their Harker Heights studio. Las Foto de Lance Photography, unapologetically you, immortalized. Looking to elevate your brand or capture unforgettable moments? New Image Media offers top-tier videography, photography, personal branding, and more. They combine creativity and quality with fair pricing and friendly service so you get the results you want. Whether it's a business promo or special occasion, they bring your vision to life with quality you can trust. Choose New Image Media, where your image is everything. For more info, email media@newimagemediallc.com.
This is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the Heritage Legacy Curators. You're looking for something for your kids to do this summer? Well, reach out to me at Impact Outreach, IMPAC outreach @gmail.com, because Heritage Legacy Curators is all about collecting oral history. So if you have stories that you would love to pass down to your kids, or if you have a project that maybe your kids need to do as it relates to oral history, bring those family albums out and we'll sit there and we'll sort through those family albums, so that way we can collect those stories and keep those stories within the family, so that way they can be the next speakers to curate your family reunion. Hey, we're back with the lively art of conversation, where we live, we learn, we earn. My goodness, we pass it along. If you have a show, if you want to be an underwriter, if you have an event, or if you just a commercial that's out there, please reach out to me at livelyartofconversation@gmail.com. That's right, livelyartofconversation@gmail.com. And we are back with the lovely Rhea Rose. She's just unpacked her whole life. I found out that Chuck D was this award-winning artist. I didn't even know. One of my favorite rappers. I guess I got to do more research on my rapper that's there. That's my homework once I get out of here. I'm going to definitely check that out. She talked about her journey into arts and how it just was a passion and it just falls naturally. But most importantly, she's talked about her travels, and she recently just came back from Senegal. So I want to hit her with some of these difficult questions now. So what has art taught you?
To trust myself, trust my own voice. For some reason, I grew up very insecure, not scared to talk to people. Like, I was so scared to ask to use the restroom that I would rather wet myself than ask to use the restroom. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And I thought other people were better than me. I was different than the other girls. I'm a tomboy. And I was like, why aren't I like the other girls? They're so cute and, doing all these things. And I thought I was defective. And so, and when I started as a career, I was just kind of feeling around. I was painting anything. People were like, can you paint animals? Can you paint houses?
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, but I just knew that I was going to figure it out.
Yes.
And eventually, I started painting things that were on the inside of me, my ideas, my thoughts. And so I was portraying to other people. And the thing I enjoy about art is that even though I'm not an extrovert and I don't talk a whole lot, but when people see my art, we can connect.
Yes.
And so they see something, they're like, oh, I've been through that too. And then they connect with it. So I would say it's being confident in sharing who I am as a person, not thinking of myself as defective, but being able to connect to other people and seeing our similarities instead of focusing on our differences.
That's interesting. For those that are like me, I wouldn't say I'm that ignorant of art, but I would say there's a knowledge deficit as art. Like going through a gallery or a museum to look at the works of great artists. There sometimes I don't see what you see. So, and when you're looking at art, I know it's an interpretation from the person that views the art. But if you don't know what you're looking for, how do you know how to admire the art? So help us out that might be ignorant to the fact of art. So
I think it definitely helps for someone to tell you. Even in spite of being an artist, I haven't been like a big gallery goer. And in the last maybe year or two, I've run into some people who absolutely love art and want to see all the galleries and everything. In fact, one of them she was just like, "Come on, let's go to Paris," and she got tickets, and we went and we saw the art. And she was just like, "Look at how amazing it is!" And I had never been like starstruck. I never focused on all the other artists. It's just been my own journey. And so I feel like as of recently, everything has just kind of opened up. And then I met a art historian in Austin. She actually went on this trip too.
Okay.
And every time I go to a gallery with her, she explains it. She talks about the heart of the artist and just breaks it completely down. And I come out of there feeling like, I don't know, I just took a trip to heaven or something.
Yeah. And that does help. Anytime you're an art gallery, museum, having someone to actually give you a bit of background on the artist. And then time periods, that's one of the things that I did learn from a degree in anthropology, archaeology, is time frames really mean a lot. What was happening during that time is a reflection of how that artist was seeing things. And art is revolutionary. That's the one thing that I've learned. There's been more revolutions that have been started by artists and writers than anybody else. That's why people always go to silent voices or attack the arts based off of that. So, but yeah. I just recently was at Austin, the gallery off of UT. I can't remember the name of it. And I was amazed just going by and reading some of those descriptions of the artists and the time periods that they actually done the art in. So I learned a lot. So
yeah, you just have to know the context. It's just like music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't pay attention to everything going on in music, but my husband's a musician. So if I listen to someone in their rap or whatever, and I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything until my husband's like, oh, that's because he did this, and then this person did this, and that happened. And then I'm like, oh, that is an amazing interpretation of what happened.
Yeah.
But you have to understand what's going on, and then you can relate the interpretation to it and find out how amazing that their brain worked.
Yeah, it's rap music is like the current affairs of the streets. What's happening in the streets, and I love like the whole hip hop energy, higher infinite power, healing our people, and what it stands for. And you deal with the elements of hip hop, where it deals with the MC, the DJ, the b-boy, but also an element of hip hop is artistry, which is what we call the actual graffiti. Is a form of it as well too, because it's a part of the element of it, because the graffiti was the actual the pictorial images that displayed what was happening in the streets of New York, Harlem, DC, Baltimore, places like that. So art has found its way in hip hop, and a lot of people don't understand that graffiti is a very important part of hip hop. So
yes,
yeah, I know that. Look at
I've been learning all
people.
of those things along the way.
I'm educating today. Yeah. Hip hop is definitely, the whole thing is an art form. Even the guy they call the b-boy that's just posted with his arms folded against the wall, it's an art form. The whole thing is an art form, and
yes,
you can be communicated in a message. And hip hop is higher infinite power, healing our people. Hip hop started by way of healing our people. Somewhere along the line, we went south with it.
Yeah.
So we went south with it. Oh my goodness! So anybody that was interested in to get started with artists, started with art. I've talked to a few people. One of my good friends, she's out of country right now. Love her dearly. She has picked up art to kind of help her cope with the loss of a loved one in her life. And she's just been painting whatever she sees outside, a grasshopper. She's been painting trees, grass, you name it. Whatever. What advice would you give her? Because she'll probably be listening to this show.
I mean, is it something that she wants to do, or is it something she just enjoys doing because it's healing?
Yeah, it's her therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, keep doing it. Like,
okay, all right.
I know it's definitely gotten me through some hard times. I actually wrote a book once.
I didn't know that, Rhea.
It was illustrated poetry. It was during a time my kids were alienated from me, and I didn't see them for like 7 months.
Okay.
And they did not want to see me. I didn't think I'd ever see them again. And the only thing that saved me, I think, was just being able to write poetry and draw pictures about what I was feeling to get through it.
Man, okay. So the art is that of therapy as well too. I see it done with some of my veterans that are dealing with therapy. That's their art form. It's another form of therapy. Believe it or not, Rhea does therapy with the kids over at the Juvenile Detention Center because she brings in projects for the kids to work on, which is a form of therapy, and the kids get a chance to speak about it. You know, always when I'm there, seeing the kids, I always ask them how everything's going. And the class that you put on, they really appreciate that because it gives them a chance to be off the pot and, you know, just interacting differently with each other, you know, so because it keeps them busy. Yeah.
Yes, that I am amazed that I'm in that place with you. I never crossed my mind. Like when I was younger, I never said, "Oh, I'm going to teach kids" or whatever. Or in a juvenile detention, I've never even been in trouble. So it was such a, you know, I was like, "What do I have to offer?" And then it took a while. I had to think about it. Like I said, I'd never been in trouble. I'd never been in circumstances where I felt like I had to do anything that would get me in trouble. I've been very fortunate to travel around the world and just have all these different experiences. And then I realized that that's what I have to offer. Because when you get to do those things, your mind expands.
Yes.
And then when you get into the arts, you're able to see the world much bigger. And I can offer that to the kids. And then on top of that, a few years ago, I went through this experience where I have to be very careful what I watch, what I listen to. And there was a point where I was like, oh, I think I'm over that. I think I'm okay. So I started listening to these like crime podcasts and all that.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And then I witnessed a murder on, I don't know if you remember Junior in the Bronx. It happened a few years ago, and it was like on video. And when I saw it, like I actually like went into depression. He looked like my son too. Mm-hmm. I went into depression for months. I didn't want to do anything that made me happy. It was like mourning my own son. And through that, I was like, because there's more than one victim there. Because the people who are doing it, who are in prison for life, like everybody has ended their life at some point. And then I realized how important it was to be in these spaces where you can actually make a difference, and maybe kids don't have to go through that. Maybe they can make a different plan. Maybe art will help them to see that there's more in life, that they can not put themselves in these positions.
Yeah. And I call it, you know, project operation is what a project opportunity is what I call it for a lot of the kids that are there. I say when you leave this facility, you're going to have some tangible tools that can help you de-escalate yourself when there's a time where you need to have an outlet. So if it's writing, you got that. If it's canvas, you know, painting, you have that. Utilize these skills. I mean, even if you're not going to be an artist or a writer, still write your feelings down or paint your feelings down, because it's very important for us to have an outlet. I know writing has been an outlet for me for years. You know, I do tons of writing. I don't have a book, but I write. That's my way of just getting things out of me that doesn't grow me, you know. So, and it feels better sometimes when you're able to do that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but the fact, like, when I'm talking to the kids, they're like, oh, you can do art for a living? It's like, it expands your mind. Like, what else can you do for a living?
Yeah, yeah.
You can do anything. Like, you're not bound to what they tell you in school.
Yes.
Like, just go get a job and do this. No. Whatever you can give value, you can get paid for.
Definitely.
And so I think it opens up their minds in that way, too. It's like you can do anything. Stop believing the limitations that people put on you.
That's true. That's true. A few years ago, you got a chance to meet my daughter, and she is a budding artist. So she decided to kind of go do the digital artwork thing for commercials and ads and things like that. So it was very inspiring for her to meet you, because she's seen you before at the events, but she was much younger, so she wanted to officially meet you, you know. And some of the couple of pieces that I bought for you, somehow they're in her apartment in Dallas right now. I don't know about that. Like, I paid good money for that, you know what I'm saying? Rhea had me all up in my credit card on that one. So, but anyhow, that's just a tribute to the artist that you are and how she admires and respects your work, you know. So I appreciate you for being an inspiration to her, you know. Like, again, she was fangirling all over you. So
oh my goodness.
And there's another, I think Dalia, Dr. Jennings' daughter, is another one that she thinks highly of you as well too. So there's you have quite a few young ladies out here that really admire and respect you. So how does that make you feel?
That makes me feel amazing. It's, like I said, it's even amazing for me. This is not what I thought I could ever do. And I'm still pushing the limits in every area, whether it's in health, just learning about the different things that that you can do to heal your body naturally.
Yes.
And this isn't like common knowledge just put out there. It's not what we're taught. Or even, you know, finances. Like, you don't have to live in debt. You don't have to, you know, go paycheck to paycheck. You try to figure things out. And I'm just, even though I'm 43, it might seem a little bit late, but I'm figuring it all out, putting it all together.
43?
Still have time.
man, you have grown. I think you were like maybe in your 20s when I met you. Yeah. Wow. My goodness. Time has flown. So we've been talking on the phone here and there, and you've been telling me about some lifestyle modifications that you've made for yourself. You want to give the audience a little dive into your world?
Yes. Like I said, everything is, when you look at someone like an artist or a basketball player, you think of just that one thing. But we're like onions. Like, there's so many layers to our lives, things that we've gone through, healed from, and things that we're aspiring to that's outside of that. And I feel like while we're here on the earth, we should take every opportunity to grow in every area of our lives. And so my whole life has been a journey of doing that. One of those areas is health. I've been doing that since I was 18, just trying to figure things out. That was the most unhealthy time of my life.
I think it's most of us.
Well, I was pregnant with my daughter. I was staying with my parents. And they said, the best thing for you to do is just lay down all day and eat whatever you want.
Yeah, that comes back on you.
It came back on me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Not that you could see it physically, but I could feel it in everything. And so since then, I was just like, okay, how do I learn how to right these wrongs? And right now, my father is dealing with liver and kidney disease.
Okay.
From, years of making the way we ate and everything, which was good. It was home cooked food, but it was still not, you still have to be careful. Like the things they put in cans, all the salt, all the sugar, anything in a box in a can. So over time I just started, okay, let me stop eating all this sugar. Let me stop eating this. So I just got to the point now, and I cut off most of processed food. Every once in a while I'll have something, but for the most part, I cut it off, and it's like changed things.
Okay.
Changed the way my body operates. It's I won't get into all the gruesome details, but it's working the way it's supposed to work.
Definitely. Yeah, changing your diet is paramount. There, and when you get older, like for me, I'm over 50, believe it or not. Even changing the way that what I eat, like there's certain things that I just cannot eat anymore. And it's not the fact that it affects my body; it also affects my thoughts, my mind. So I'm very cautious of what I do. I've even over the course of the last few years, because my time schedule changes based off of my job, intermittent fasting has been my friend. So some days I'll go 16, 18 hours without eating, and it works well for my body, So, yeah, I mean, I still like my burgers. I'm a hamburger junkie, but I don't eat them as much, like I really, really don't eat that type of food as much. Only special occasions, if it's a Sunday and it's been a few Sundays and I'm just, I want a burger, I'll get a burger, So, but that's probably my only guiltless pleasure that I have is the burgers. So, what's yours?
What is my guiltless pleasure? Since I stopped, I used to eat sugar all the time. And since I stopped, I actually don't really have a craving for that. But I do like chips and salsa.
Oh, yeah, that's paramount. I don't think that could ever go away. Yeah.
But my husband makes homemade salsa, so it's better. But
okay, yeah, definitely.
And then we get the chips without the salt.
Oh, yeah.
We stop eating sugar and salt, and then you go get something that has a bunch of it in there.
You taste it.
I get a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get sick. So.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely taste it. This is Dr. Rodney Duncan. You listen to The Lively Art of Conversation. We'll be right back. We're back with The Lively Art of Conversation, where we live, we learn, we earn. My goodness, we pass it along. And guess what? I always have an opening on my show. So if you want to be on my show, if you want to do a commercial event or be an underwriter, hit me up, livelyartofconversation@gmail.com. And we are back with The Lively Art of Conversation with the wonderful and talented Miss Rhea Rose is here. I'll put some emphasis on that. Miss Rhea Rose is here. Now, she is here, and like I said, I love her to the moon and back for the work that she's done. If any of you guys are thinking about doing any work in the community and you need something to do, if you're in good standings, guess what? Juvenile Detention Center is the place for you. There's 3 currencies that's out there. There's money, there's knowledge, and there's time. Those are the 3 currencies that's out there. So if you want to give me some of your time, reach out to me so that way I can ensure that you guys get a background check going and we can get you into the facility. We need women on the women's side, and we need some strong grown men on the young boys side, so that way we can ensure that our boys and young ladies are getting the help that they need. Ms. Rhea Rose, you are a phenomenal person, and you have a talent like no other. And there's other people that are out there just itching to get out in the world, to break loose. What advice would you give someone? What would you pass along to the audience right now that are listening that says, I want to be like Rhea Rose? What information would you give them?
The only limits that we really have are in our mind.
Oh, man. Okay.
I think that's the biggest lesson that I have learned in life, is that every obstacle, every time I've limited myself, it's all been really in my mind. Because if you just get out there and ask, talk to people, network, any door will open up to you. Like, if you just push enough, go to the right places, like, just keep trying. Failure is okay. Failure is how you get where you need to go. That's how you figure out the route that takes you to success. So don't be afraid of failure, and keep trying, keep going, and don't believe that you have any limits, because like I said, at 43, I'm still figuring out so many things that I'm not limited. I'm not limited in finances, not limited in health, just relationships. You can do the things that you set your mind to, but you got to cleanse your mind and just allow yourself to believe those things are actually real.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
One thing I noticed, you have been consistent in who you are. I know there's an evolutionary pattern that goes along with you, but you have been consistent in the person that you are. What is a day in the life like in your world? You know, start early morning to when you lay your head in bed. You probably don't even sleep knowing you, so.
I sleep a little bit. I try to sleep at least maybe 6 to 7 hours.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully.
That's more than I thought. So.
Yes, because that's important too for your mental health.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely correct. Are you a meditator?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe in meditation. I don't do the long ones. Not yet. Maybe I'll get there, but definitely it's important to do that. Relax your mind, stretch your body. I'm moving from about 6:30 in the morning to 10 at night. Then I might sit down with some time with my husband, unless I have a goal to meet.
Yes, understandable.
Then I keep going. But yeah, exercising, food prep, meal prep. What I do, like I said, I do a lot of work on the computer. I also I contract out to an art school, and so I do some lesson planning and things like that. And then I have working on my website and things, and having meetings with my daughter so that we can, do the stuff that happens online. And then I try to paint. I've been setting my goals. I will finish this painting today. I will finish this painting the next day. Really pushing myself to do that, because I have a lot of big shows that are coming up that I'm kind of going out and trusting that they will be wonderful. So yeah, I'm moving. Sometimes I'm teaching. Sometimes I get face painting gigs. Sometimes I'm painting a mural.
Yes.
It's always different.
Yeah. And for anybody that is listening right now that would love to connect with you, if it's for you to put on a class, or if it's for you to come out and speak, or anything, how do they get in how do they get in contact with you?
PhoenixArtStudio.net. I have everything on there, and I'm on almost all of the social medias, but it's all the same. Phoenix Art Studio, or Phoenix Art Studio LLC. But if you go to PhoenixArtStudio.net, then there's a link to everything. Okay.
All right. You heard it here. One last thing that you would like to leave everybody with? Anything?
Well, I guess what I had just said.
Okay.
The limits are in your mind. Take the limits off. Even no matter what age. No matter what age you are, just take the limits off and go for it.
You heard her right here. Lively Art of Conversation. My good friend Rhea Rose in the studio today. Take the limits off your mind. We've got to bust those limits that's there. So guess what? That ceiling, we got to go higher. So let's go ahead and crack that ceiling to move higher. The old people once told me, and I truly believe this, sometimes your ceiling becomes your floor of your youth. So we've got to bust those ceilings to make that climb a little bit greater for our youth that are out there. So guys, bust those limits. Let's push those limits. Let's do what Miss Rhea Rose has done. Let's find our outlet. Let's challenge ourselves. Remember, challenges equals massive growth, and let's grow to be the person that the world needs right now. So this is Dr. Rodney Duckett with the Lively Art of Conversation. We live, we learn, we earn, we pass it along. I'd like to thank Miss Rhea Rose for being a part of this show right now. Thank you, Miss Rhea Rose. Yes. Awesome. And thank you for the work that you've done for me before in the past. And guess what? I leave you guys with this. Push your limits. Thank you.